First impressions make or break a game, there's no doubt about it. Because of those first impressions, gamers make haste to pre-order the game as soon as possible. Now I should mention this ahead of time. Don't pre-order your games until you know for the fact that the game is going to be spot on. I'm not going to sit around preaching that pre-ordering is the devil, because I did so myself in the past and I learned from my mistake. Oh, and there were so many questionable mistakes I have done. But let's not talk about that right now. That's not the main topic. The main topic I want to talk about for this video is because I want to highlight the fact that there's so many times that first impressions were off the charts wrong. To start, take a look at No Man's Sky. Of course, looking at the trailers from the past, it seems like this game was going to be legit. Keywords is was, because as the game came out, people were rallying for their money back. Game so barren, hardly any life. Promises that were held back like multiplayer, and many more of the laundry list of cardinal sins the game has committed. Let's also not forget the whole Watch Dogs fiasco. Here we're calling it the modern Assassin's Creed. Don't quote me on that, please. This all goes back to the trailers that gave away a false sense of hope of the game. Look at those graphics, they are so awesome! My eyes could bleed due to how amazing it look. Well, as the game nears its release date, people have been noticing that the later trailers have a decrease in graphical fidelity. That is when people were starting to become skeptical of what Ubisoft is doing. Cause let's be real, Ubisoft is so full of angels. That is called sarcasm, my friends. Once the game was released, people were really disappointed. Tricked by Ubisoft's sleight of hand. People felt disgusted that they pre-ordered the game they initially thought was going to be amazing. Let me tell you, there are many reviewers that really shitted on this game. For example, Angry Joe, who was really livid about this game. See, now that was just a couple of examples of how first impressions can always disappoint someone. But how about the other way around? Where a first impression of a game was so bad, when the game came out, people changed their thought, or at least reduced their negative thoughts in some sort of way. Let's take a look at Metroid Prime Federation Force. Don't even get me started with the initial reactions of the first trailer from E3. As of typing the script, there are 88,000 dislikes on the video. Many fans outcried that this is not the Metroid game we wanted, and I kinda agree with them to an extent, but with more rationale. See, when it comes to fanboys of a certain series, they tend to overreact negatively to a game that is not their liking without even giving it a go-on release date. I mean, we're talking about a group of people who create a change.org petition about the game for it to be not released at all. Now, I am going to admit this. I did buy Federation Force. I was hesitant to buy it at first, but my friends convinced me to buy it since it had a decent multiplayer missions, and plus they were missing one more person to play with. Let's just be real. Once I bought it and tried it out for a bit, it was not that bad of a game. Not good, but meh. See, this is called an informed review, because you actually play the game in your own spare time to formulate a final opinion about the game. Mind you, the game has some flaws, but it does not tarnish the Metroid Prime in any way, because you want to know why? Because it's a spin-off. I should put that in bold letters. Spin-off. Let's take a look at the definition of spin-off in Merriam-Webster's. Okay, so spin-off. A television program, movie, book, etc. that is based on characters from another television program, movie, book, etc. Before I bust a vein, let me reiterate myself. By no means this is a Metroid game. However, it is an enjoyable game. If you want a more in-depth, unbiased review, check out the video Haedox made about Federation Force. If you're looking for some confirmation bias in this video, don't click on it because you will not be happy. Another example of this game we should talk about is Paper Mario Color Splash. Now listen here, I know fanboys are mad about Sticker Star. It is a shit game, but when the developers took everything bad about the game and made it good, people still complain. Full disclosure, I bought the game with my own money. Nobody sent me a free copy. I mean, come on, I have 78 subscribers. Why would Nintendo give me a second thought? Now to address the game, it is pretty good. It has more personality than Sticker Star, and not to mention, the presentation for the game is actually amazing. Structures made out of cardboard and construction paper fits the whole Paper Mario theme. However, the game is marred by its lackluster combat system, which is pretty slow if you actually play it for yourself. By no means don't pay full price just yet. Wait until Nintendo lowers the price, then you can by all means buy it. See, now that was not so hard, wasn't it? It all goes back to being informed to make a final conclusion about the game. Then again, I don't control the internet, let alone own some device that makes everyone complacent. We are not one-dimensional beings. But what gets my gears grinding is the fact that many people go to the point of ignorance and irrationality to show their hatred for the game even though they are never going to play the game in their lives. That's like saying you hate puppies, but you never own one in your entire life. Also to interject, puppies are quite the stress reliever and they're very cute. So final thoughts about this topic. Yes, first impressions can fool people into putting a game into a higher pedestal, or put it into the pits of hell, depending on certain situations. Sure, it seems all fine and dandy to know the game is hopefully going to be good or bad, but that is just confirmation bias. If you want to know for yourself, rent the game out first to see if you like it. With that information of the game still fresh in your mind, form a conclusion out of it, and go on with the day, or bitch about it on the internet. The more power to you. Side note, you won't believe how many times renting saved my ass from $60 down the drain. I'm looking at you, Star Wars Battlefront. But now that I'm done with ranting, I leave you all with this question. Are first impressions the true litmus test to making a decision on buying a game? Also, tell me what game you had an initial impression of and let me know your thoughts about the game after purchasing. Let me know down in the comments, and as usual, Juggernaut signing off. See you in the next video.
Let